Hello students, this is Mr. Wilsey, and in this video we're going to be looking at the Algebra 1 objective on adding and subtracting polynomials. Now let's look at question number 1. What is the sum of 2x squared minus 5x plus 3 and 4x cubed minus 2x minus 3? Now the key word here of course is sum, which means add. So we are adding these two polynomials. So 2x squared minus 5x plus 3 plus 4x cubed minus 2x minus 3. And at this point, once we recognize that we are adding these two polynomials, we just need to combine like terms. So let's start with x squared. Is there any other x squared term here? Well, no, there's not. So we know that our final answer, our final simplified expression, is going to have a 2x squared in it, because there's nothing that can be combined with it. How about x terms? Are there any other x terms? Well, yeah, there's one over here as well. So I'm just going to put a box around the x, box around the x here. That way it's clear to see that we are taking negative 5 minus 2, which is minus 7, and then times x, of course. Now, 3. Is there any other term that does not have an x with it? Well, yeah, a negative 3. So we're going to be taking 3 minus 3, which is just 0, right? Plus 0, which we don't even need to write that at all. Finally, x cubed. There's no other x cubed term here, so we know that our final simplified expression is going to retain that 4x cubed. And I'm going to put it on the front here, 4x cubed plus. I'm going to put it at the front because I want to have my exponents in decreasing order. So this right here is the final simplified expression. And I'm just going to leave out the plus 0 because it goes away. Alright, let's look at the next one. In problem number 2, we are asked to find the difference of 8m squared plus 4m minus 3 and m squared minus 3m plus 2. Difference is the key word that tells us to subtract. So we're going to take 8m squared plus 4m minus 3 minus m squared minus 3m plus 2. But we have to be careful here. We are actually subtracting this whole polynomial, and we need to put it in parentheses to indicate that we need to distribute that minus sign to everything in the second polynomial. So the next line is going to say 8m squared plus 4m minus 3 minus m squared, minus sign and a negative, plus 3m, and then minus 2. Okay? Now, just like in the last problem here, we're going to look for like terms. So how about m squared terms? Put a box around m squared. Yeah, here's another m squared. I'm going to put a box around that. So this is 8 minus an invisible 1. 8 minus 1 is 7 times that m squared. Now I'm going to put a circle around the m, just a different shape. And is there any other m terms? Yeah, right here. So we're taking 4 plus 3 is 7. So 7m. And then finally we have a negative 3 and a negative 2. We combine those into negative 5. And that is the final simplified expression. And that's really all there is to it, to adding and subtracting polynomials. That's just another way to say combine like terms. Now let's take a look at this first problem here. We have a rectangle, and the lengths of the sides are 2x plus 3 down here, and 3x here. X just represents some number. We don't know what the number is, but it doesn't matter, because the whole idea of this first problem here is to learn how to multiply and add the lengths of these two sides to find the perimeter and the area. So let's first of all look at part A. What is the perimeter of this rectangle in terms of x? Now remember that perimeter is the total length of all the sides of the shape. So this means that we're going to have to recognize that the length of that side up here is also 2x plus 3, and the length of this side over here is also 3x. So in order to find the total length of all the sides, all we have to do is add these together. Well, let's see. We have a 2x and a 3x, and then a 2x here, and then a 3x here. So 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 3 is 10. So we know that part of the perimeter is going to be 10x. Now we have a 3 here and a 3 here. So add those together and we get plus 6. This skill, we just added all of these polynomials together, is exactly what we did up here. Now, in order to find the area of the rectangle, we're going to have to multiply. Remember that the area of a rectangle is the length times the width. So we're going to multiply the two different dimensions of this rectangle. So we're going to take, let's say, 2x plus 3 times 3x. But the key here is that we need to wrap 2x plus 3 in parentheses to indicate that the 3x needs to multiply the 3 and the 2x. So let's simplify this a little bit further. A equals, let's see, 2 times 3 is 6, x times x is x squared, and then 3 times 3x is just 9x. So the area of this shape in terms of, the area of the shape in terms of x is just 6x squared plus 9x.